A delightful evening to you. Welcome to The World Now at 4 on Hills TV. I am Uduak Daniel. First, let's talk the headlines. And on the headlines, Buhari urges judiciary to be honest arbiters. Still on the headlines, Namibia experiences outbreak of swine flu. Also on the headlines, Ukraine recaptures largest part of Kherson region. And on sports, Infantino congratulates new NFF President's Executive Board. And now the news in detail. The federal government of Nigeria is establishing education quality assurance service units in the 109 senatorial districts of the country to ensure quality education at the basic level. The Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Education, David Adejo, stated this in Kefi, Nasarawa State, at a two-day conference of directors coordinating evaluators of the 36 states and the FCT.
This can be done is through regular and continuous monitoring, if you like, inspection and supervision. But it is most important that beyond the inspection and supervision, there should be consequence management for compliance and non-compliance. One of the things that we miss when we do assurance services is that if we don't show our teeth and learn to bite, people are not doing things correctly. You don't tell them what to do. If you tell them what to do and they don't do it, you don't tell them what consequences.
The Director of Polytechnics and Allied Institutions, Alex Usman, said the services units will contribute positively to national educational system.
Look around, look at the quality of the people, the resource persons, the directors that are being deployed to states. You know that the quality of education at all levels will be boosted. And then with the support of the Federal Minister of Education through our able Permanent Secretary here, I think the tempo will continue.
Away from that story, the Minister of Federal Capital Territory, that is the FCT, Mohammed Bello, has attributed the clampdown on illegal quarters resettlements within exclusive areas of Abuja to a strong collaboration between various divisions of the Nigeria Police and the Abuja Environmental Protection Board, that is the AEPB. The minister, who expressed joy over the development, said it was commendable that there is interagency collaboration between the police and the AEPB in tackling the proliferation of illegal settlements used as criminal hideouts in the city. He spoke through a senior special assistant on monitoring, inspection and enforcement, Ikaru Atta, who observed the clearing of illegal makeshift settlements built on floodplains in the Maitama and Wuse districts of Abuja. He disclosed that the Maitama Police Division had identified a place as a criminal hideout where people come in very offensive manner to build shanties and other structures and wanted them removed as they met the environmental team headed by Kaka Bello through the AEPB director. Also speaking, the head of monitoring and enforcement, that is the AEPB, TPL Kaka Bello, said the collaboration is in line with the board's continuous efforts to ensure a safe and clean city for the inhabitants. It disclosed that they have been given a matching order by the AEPB director to work in collaboration with the police to ensure that all illegal quarter settlements and other sundry nuisances in the city are removed. The Nigeria Senate has confirmed the 19 resident electoral commissioners whose names were sent by the President Muhammadu Buhari. The Senate Committee on the Independent National Electoral Commission, that is INEC, chaired by Senator Kabiru Gaya, APC Kano South, had last week screened the nominees behind closed doors. Gaya said the nominees assured the committee of their non-partisanship, non-membership of any political party, and promised to discharge their responsibilities diligently according to the laid down laws. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, it will be more from other parts of Africa. Stay with us. Many thanks, and thank you for staying with us. Still talking the world now at 4. Sequel to the deaths of 66 children in Gambia and the announcement of the suspected Indian-made cough syrup by WHO, India is testing samples of the cough syrups. The deaths of 66 children in the West African country is a blow to India's image as a pharmacy of the world that supplies medicines to all continents, especially Africa. The WHO on Wednesday said laboratory analysis of 4 maiden products had confirmed unacceptable amounts of diethylene glycol and ethylene glycol, which can be toxic and lead to acute kidney injury. And now let's get you to Namibia. Having you know that Namibia on Wednesday confirmed 54 cases of swine flu out of 190 suspected cases, according to the health ministry in a statement. The central Ozotumpa region and the area surrounding the capital Windhoek were the most affected, with 24 positive cases reported in each area. Namibia last experienced a large-scale swine flu outbreak in 2009-2010 when over 8,000 suspected cases were reported. During that outbreak, 102 people tested positive and 1 person died. H1N1 influenza, also known as swine flu, is an acute viral respiratory infection in humans, often characterized by fever, headache, malaria, and other flu-like symptoms. We now move to other parts of the world after this break. Don't go away. Delighted to have you back. This is The World Now at 4 on Hills TV. Talking more stories, police have identified the attacker of the Panya Kamrab, a 34-year-old former police lieutenant colonel. He had been dismissed from the force in January for methamphetamine possession and had appeared in court on a drugs charge hours before carrying out the attack, 5 police said. He was due to face a verdict on Friday, but killed himself and his family as police searched for him following the attacks. And now let's bring to your eardrums as well as your visuals the fact that Ukrainian officials said their forces recaptured a larger part of the territory in the Kherson region in less than a week, after Moscow claimed to have annexed the southern region. Ukrainian Southern Army Command spokeswoman Natalia Gumenyuk said the armed forces of Ukraine have liberated more than 400 square kilometers of the Kherson region since the beginning of October. For its part, the Russian army said the enemy had been pushed back along the Russian defense line on the southern front. The Ukrainian army announced its counteroffensive in the south in late August, as Ukrainian forces have also retaken control of nearly all the northeastern region of Kharkiv. And now let's quickly go on the short break. When we come back, it will be more from the business desk of The World Now at 4. Pleasure to have you back. This is The World Now at 4, and this is the Business Desk. Talking Business, Director of Information and Communications, Federal Capital Territory, that is the FCT, Mohammed Hazat Suley, has condemned the refusal by residents to pay taxes, stating that about 29 billion naira is being owed in ground rent. Speaking yesterday at a forum with journalists in Abuja, Suley warned defaulters, stressing that FCT administration was determined to recover all taxes for provision of world-class services. Residents of the 2 high-profile areas of FCT, Asokoro and Maitama, were also disclosed as the major defaulters, while he insisted and informed that 413 grounds had been seized and owners would be sued to compel payment. The director expressed delight and that the Recovery Ministerial Committee set up by the FCT minister to look into the ground rent default will working, as most defaulters have refunded what they owe. The federal government's national mass metering program that targets to meter 4 million power users in Phase 1 is yet to begin, even though it was slated to commence in August. Facts made available shows that there was no indication that the Phase 1 meter distribution program would commence anytime soon, as the distribution companies were yet to be furnished with meters for the Phase 1. It was learned that the inability of the government to resume the metering program might not be unconnected to allegations of fraud against some of the meter asset providers by the Central Bank of Nigeria, that is the CBN. The NMMP is an initiative of the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission in conjunction with the Presidential Power Task Force. Business from outside the shores of Nigeria has it that British National Grid has warned that households could lose power for up to 3 hours at a time this winter if gas supplies run extremely low. The company said even though it was an unlikely scenario, supply interruptions were also a possibility if the energy crisis escalated. Cuts would probably occur at peak times such as morning or early evening, and customers would be warned in advance. But as a base case, National Grid expects homes will face no problems in advance about the power cuts, which would occur at peak times, possibly in the morning or more likely between 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. The cuts would be rotated so not all areas of the country were affected all at the same time. Going on a short break, it will be time to get on with sports on The World Now at 4. Stay with us. Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. This is The World Now at 4 and I will be your caster for sports. And now talking sports, President of World Football ruling body FIFA, Gianni Infantino, has sent a message of congratulations to the new president of the Nigerian Football Federation, Ibrahim Musa Gusau, and members of his new board, following the elective General Assembly of the NFF that took place in Benin City last Friday. In a letter personally signed by him, the world's football supremo sent his sincere congratulations to the president-elect of the Nigeria Football Federation, that is the NFF, Gusau. In a thoroughbred administrator, rose through the ranks in the game, serving as team manager of the Club 50, Sambo Babes and Zamfara United football clubs in Zamfara State, as well as Kasim Stars FC in Sokoto State, before his election to the board of Zamfara State Football Association. He is the current chairman of Zamfara State Football Association and has served as chairman of the Zamfara State Sports Commission. Still talking sports, this time outside the shores of Nigeria, Pep Guardiola had dismissed reports of a release clause in Erling Haaland's contract after watching him, his star striker, add another 2 goals to his season tally in the first half of Manchester City's 5-0 rout of FC Copenhagen. Guardiola said the decision to replace Haaland with Cole Palmer at the break was not pre-planned, but with City already in cruise control with a 3-0 lead 5 minutes before the break, he took the opportunity to give him a breather ahead of Saturday's Premier League match against Southampton.
He has not released clubs for Real Madrid or any other team. But it's not true. Always I can say.
Okay. So does it annoy you? Is it?
No, absolutely not.
Just ignore it.
Absolutely not. So the rumors and the people talk, we cannot control it. So always have to be worried what we can control. So he adapted really well. I had the feeling he's incredibly happy here. And we will try with him and all of them, the people who want to stay here, make them happy. This is the most important thing. At the end, what's going to happen in the future, who knows it? So nobody knows it. But the important is he's happy and settled perfectly and is incredibly loved for everyone. And this is the most important thing.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Co-casting with me on sports would be Memo Cynthia Sawyer in a short bit.
Thank you very much, Boss Daniel. I'll take it from here. My name is Memo Cynthia Asoya. And still on sports, Tottenham fitness coach Gianpiero Vetrone has died of leukemia, aged 61. Antonio Conte's fitness guru, who first earned the nickname the Marine in Italy due to his tough training regime, joined Tottenham as the manager's right-hand man in 2021. After falling ill, Vetrone was taken to the Fabbrafitelli's hospital in Naples before suddenly passing away on Thursday. According to reports, Spurs are now mourning the loss of their coach, and the funeral will be on Sunday at 3 p.m. The North London club subsequently decided to cancel the press conference with Conte on Thursday morning. And that's your sport news on World Now at 4. Back to Uduak Daniel for the rest of the news. I am Memo Cynthia Asoya.
I remember telling you that I would also do my turn and my time on sports. Well, Uduak Daniel is my name, and on to the next story. Let's have you know the country's cities and economies are doing all it can to come out of the effect of COVID on them, and Hong Kong says it will give away 500,000 airline tickets worth $254.8 million as it tries to boost its COVID-hit tourism industry. The city rolled back several of its coronavirus rules in recent weeks. However, major airlines are struggling to get their flight schedules back to pre-pandemic levels. On Wednesday, a British airline said it will stop operating in Hong Kong because of issues linked to the Ukraine war. However, Dane Shang, executive director of the Hong Kong Tourism Board, said the airport authority will finalize the arrangements with airline companies. Once the government announces it will remove all COVID-19 restrictions for inbound travelers, they'll roll out the advertising campaigns for the free air tickets. Shang added that the free tickets, which were brought to support Hong Kong airlines during pandemic, will be distributed next year to inbound and outbound travelers by the city's airports authority. And that's the world now at 4, but before we go, a quick look at our top stories. We told you Buhari urges judiciary to be honest arbiters. We also told you Namibia experiences outbreak of swine flu. We brought to the fore the fact that Ukraine recaptures largest part of Kherson region. And on sports, Infantino congratulates new NFF President's Executive Board. Remember to visit us on Facebook and Instagram at Hills TV, and on YouTube it is at Hills TV. I am Udwak Daniel. Thank you for watching.